Welcome to the American Jazz Music Society. Today we're going to talk about the mission, vision, and values of the organization, tell you a little bit about our founder, discuss the organization's initiatives, and give you the information to connect and build with us in the future. Mission. The American Jazz Music Society is a California-based nonprofit dedicated to enriching the lives of jazz musicians, music aficionados, and students. Our organization provides artists funding, performance opportunities, and audience development. Our vision is for every jazz musician to be revered for their work and adequately compensated. Jazz musicians will no longer have to worry about money, healthcare, or retirement. Our values. We will always put the benefit of the artist at the forefront of all of our decisions. We will also always operate with transparency and integrity. Now let me tell you a little bit about our founder, myself, Stacy Doherty. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and I have a career in finance, but I've always had a passion for jazz. And through my business acumen, I've been able to help a lot of artists, and I've also heard their continued stories about lack of resources and questions around finance and just a general concern about the future of jazz and support for its artists. It really pained me to see the struggles that these artists that provide so much love and joy to our lives have to endure. I always wanted to do something to help, but the onset of COVID-19 drew me to finally create the American Jazz Music Society in April of 2020. Next, I want to give you a little background on our initiatives. The American Jazz Music Society is committed to enriching the lives of jazz musicians through the following pipelines: grants for financial hardships, grants for live performances, audience development performances, jazz education for K-12 students, healthcare subsidies, and retirement subsidies. Grants. The American Jazz Music Society will provide funding for artists to combat financial hardships. We'll also provide funding for performances. Oftentimes, jazz musicians aren't compensated or poorly compensated at best, so we'd like to provide compensation for that. We'd also like to provide compensation for them to complete studio projects. Oftentimes, they're amazing artists and deserve for their work to be recorded and distributed. Education. We want to provide jazz education to K-12 students to start their love of jazz at an early age. What we also want to do, though, is provide audience development opportunities, and that goes with jazz education for adults. Oftentimes, we love jazz, but we don't know where to find it, and we don't know how to connect with local artists. We, as American Jazz Music Society, want to provide that opportunity. Lastly, we want to provide healthcare and retirement subsidies for jazz artists. Oftentimes, jazz artists live gig to gig and don't have the money to pay for healthcare or save for retirement, so that leaves them disproportionately vulnerable to these expenses. We want to stay connected with you and can be reached through all social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our email address, and our website. If you're viewing this presentation on our website, you can see all of these links in the top bar. We're a new organization and have a lot of things we want to get accomplished and a lot of artists that we want to help. So please share any of your thoughts, connect, and build with us. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation and learn more about the organization. We look forward to hearing from you, partnering with you, and listening to a lot of great jazz music together.